Hey Nate, do you want to go talk about Infinity War?
What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns.
Get some water. How now, brown cow? That arsonist had unusually large feet.
Okay, hello, welcome to episode 3 of Bro Up. Today we're finally talking about Infinity War.
Hey!
We've both seen it. I've seen it twice. You've seen it just the once, haven't you? Quick warning. If you haven't seen it already, which you really should have by now, then this episode does contain major spoilers and major theories.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a really big theory about this that I haven't really seen on Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
Infinity War. That sounds a bit gay.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War. Okay, so this is probably the most excited I've been for a Marvel movie. Even like Guardians 2 or whatever. Like, I loved Guardians 1 and Guardians 2. And I was super excited for them, but I was way more excited about Infinity War than I was any other movie.
Yeah.
And
I think I kind of, with the Marvel films, I loved them like when that's since Avengers.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, apart from Guardians, I went off them a bit.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like they did the same thing each time. But then I feel like this was the first one again where I was really back into it, like really invested in it, and like couldn't wait to like see it. And
yeah, I think I pre-booked my tickets like 2 months before.
Yeah.
Whenever the day they came out to pre-book, and I did them for like the Friday night. Even that wait from when it came out on like Wednesday midnight or whatever to Friday was horrible, because I was so worried that someone would spoil it for me.
Yeah.
Because it was all over Facebook, all over Instagram, and I just didn't dare go on.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw a spoiler like the day before I was supposed to go see it.
Me, didn't you?
Yeah, but luckily it wasn't. But yeah, this movie is fucking awesome. It's so
great,
good.
Yeah. Really good.
I can't even it's only been like a week since I saw it now.
Still stiff.
Yeah, yes, stiffy alert for this film. But it was like when it first started, it was like a massacre. Like I was like, holy shit, they're not prepared for this whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, how does it start?
So it opens with a thingy that's showing what I can't remember. Asgard.
Thor on
Thor's,
the ship.
Yeah.
And like Thor gets beaten up, and the Hulk gets absolutely smashed up. Yeah. And he's like, it turns into a pussy.
Idris gets killed.
Yeah, he gets staffed.
What's his name again?
The guy who sees
the
everything.
weird
I can't remember his name. And then Loki gets his throat crushed or whatever.
I must admit that I did really love the film, but I felt Loki was a bit like, would he have been that dumb to try and kill him? I don't know. It just seemed a bit like
this starts the first theory.
Okay. We'll get into it.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah. We're not messing around today. We're trying to do 10 minutes, but we'll probably fail at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, straight away, people. I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. Obviously, we've got the trailer on now, and they were saying that one. He said undying, something like undying loyalty or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he obviously went to stab him, which was pathetic anyway.
Yeah.
It seemed pathetic.
Yeah.
And then when he died, people said that he didn't turn into his god self, with the horns and everything.
Okay.
And he quoted himself as the god of mischief.
Yeah.
Which he's apparently never done in the movies.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone thinks he's still alive.
In some way or other.
Yeah, somehow, yeah. Then then it cuts to like Tony and Pepper and Doctor Strange and all that.
Yeah.
And that's because obviously
it all kicks off straight away, really.
Yeah, from the start.
Which is I really liked about it. Like sometimes I think with action films, if it is like that all the way through, it can get boring.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that at all with this. It was because there were so many different parts to it. Like there was in space, they were in Wakanda, they were in like Scotland.
Yeah.
Like it was all, and like all those each of those bits just worked so well. And like the one when they did meet. That worked. Everything
you
worked.
Believed it.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
All,
yeah.
And like the fact when they were meeting was exciting and cool, and then like something else would happen.
And it would cut from like sad to humour really well.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, I'm okay now.
That's another thing I really loved about it. They didn't overdo the humour.
No.
I did like Thor Ragnarok,
but they milked it.
It's too much.
Yeah.
They couldn't take it seriously at all. Like everything was just so. just everything was a joke.
It felt
Even
like
to
a
the
bit.
point where it was supposed to be serious, it was still a joke.
Yeah,
was
it
just
felt like a bit of an episode of like what's that shitty?
Friends,
Yeah, no, Friends is good.
Big Bang Theory.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like insert joke. But I really like Thor Ragnarok still.
Yeah, it did still, yeah, it looked great,
But that's what's like with Loki dying straight away.
Mm.
It kind of set.
A
Oh
different
shit,
tone.
they're killing them.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're not invincible. Thanos is a fucking hard ass.
Yeah.
And then obviously
I did feel like I was just waiting for people to die.
Yeah, I was
which
like,
is good.
please don't
I
die,
like
please
the-
don't die. And then he comes to Earth. Well, his buddies come to Earth.
Who were really cool. I
And
like them.
Their baddies were actually
They
really
looked
cool.
like
Yeah.
mine was something like Marvel crossed with like Lord of the Rings or something because they look like dark elves and
And
stuff.
that
and
wizard
like
one,
Yeah,
he just like sending like loads of shit,
Yeah.
but it's all really easy for him.
yeah,
And I liked Tony and Doctor Strange meeting for the first time.
yeah. That was cool.
That was sick.
But, yeah.
One thing that people said, they never made the joke about him having the same facial hair.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
everyone thought Spider-Man was going to say it when they were on the
when he
ship
joined
together.
the Avengers.
Yeah, and they never said it, and they were
Yeah.
like, people were like, oh,
That
you missed
would've
out on
been
a really good joke.
I love Spider-Man in it, so he was really funny.
I liked his new suit as well.
Yeah,
That suit was sick.
with the spider legs and stuff.
Yeah. That I like the baddie with the hammer thing, like on the chain, like an
Yeah,
axe.
yeah.
And like when
Do you know any of their names? I don't think they're just a.
I got all the
Children of
Funko Pops for the Infinity War,
Oh, yeah.
and they had the 3 baddies or 2
Okay,
baddies, and I was going to buy them,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They'll probably just get beat.
What were they called in it? The Children of Thanos? Or?
Yeah, something like that. Or they've got a couple of names, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they went to Earth, it felt like holy shit, they're not prepared for this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hulk crash landed and it's like Thanos is coming,
Yeah.
and then they just started kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Basically, Doctor Strange was really sick in the film as well.
I wasn't a massive fan of the Doctor Strange movie, but I think it just looked a lot better and made a lot more sense in this
Yeah.
film. Like, and it felt like he was really strong and like could have a good effect on it. But like I don't know, there's just something about the film I didn't enjoy it that much. But I think it
In
looked
this, he
better
made
in
up
this.
for
I
it.
think it's because maybe they had that fantasy element and the
Yeah.
space, all that
The baddies matched each other a bit as well.
so it kind of like didn't seem so like bizarre. Whereas I
Yeah.
feel like this Doctor Strange film was just a bit like it's just all about the CG
Yeah,
and the special effects, squeezing as
they were
much
sick with
weird
special effects in it.
They were good,
The
but
Inception
that's
stuff.
all it was.
Yeah.
Whereas
The
in
baddies
this it
weren't
was
that good.
diluted a bit more because there was so much more going on.
Yeah, and he had like more of a highlight reel.
Yeah.
And then after they get beat up on Earth, it then cuts to like the Guardians with the Rubber Band Man song, and they're all like singing to it. Drax is asleep, and then Gamora's even singing to it,
Yeah.
which is like the first time. I think the Gamora, Star Lord, and Guardians is the thing I was most interested in,
Yeah.
and was the most that probably people didn't even worry about. But first of all, you saw her singing,
Yeah.
and like Drax said in the Guardians 2 that she's not a dancer or whatever.
Yeah.
And that he'll like be alone for whatever. And then obviously they make the joke about Peter being one sandwich away from fat,
Oh yeah.
and then Peter imitating Thor's voice.
I
was
think him
fucking
in Tape 4
hilarious.
was the funniest bit.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was-
so good.
Yeah, and they were like, she was like rubbing his arm,
Yeah.
and she's like, well, he's so muscular. What they call him, an angel pirate, a pirate.
yeah.
But yeah, the Guardians bit. I think they even got James Gunn, the director of Guardians, to come in and do just their bits,
Oh,
or like
okay,
even
yeah.
like supervise all them bits.
Yeah.
because they didn't want to mess with it at all.
Yeah. I think the whole the fact bringing Guardians into it brought like a fresh side to the humour because I
Like
think
upbeat.
yeah, and like the humour works so well, like the jokes and stuff in Guardians is like a really funny film, both of them,
Yeah,
and sometimes the Marvel have been a bit hit and miss
yeah,
with some of the jokes, and then the other films and like we mentioned Thor and What Are Those and
Ugh.
Black Panther.
yeah.
But I think Guardians are actually good at it, and I think that's what they kind of brought to it, and it merged well still. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't like serious people or not like being forced to like people you don't really know.
That's what they're like. Aren't
That's
they?
why the like that like specific joke didn't go down so well because she was like the cocky genius,
Yeah.
and then doing like memes.
Yeah.
But whereas like they get away with it, like Drax is hilarious.
Yeah.
Obviously Star Lord's hilarious. He's actually not the funniest, just more like Drax, Rocket,
yeah,
and Mantis.
It's just that I think that all of them together, like their chemistry is what makes it funny. Like obviously Star Lord's cocky, and then you've got Drax who's just an idiot. Like the whole
Yeah.
eating the crisps, thinking he's invisible and stuff. And I can do one more. Why Gamora? So that I think that worked really well.
Yeah, I really like the them going to the star. Like I can't remember what it was called. There's some stupid name that Drax thought was made up. Like
nowhere.
No, they went to nowhere, but
yeah.
Thor and that went to like la 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 la. I can't remember. What it's called.
That place.
Obviously, you saw Peter Dinklage, the giant dwarf.
Yeah.
I
liked him in it as well. I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, I didn't actually until I think someone mentioned his name, but they didn't tell me what he was.
Okay, yeah.
And then the group's still playing on his video game.
Yeah.
The whole time round until he makes the weapon and then does his turns his arm into the handle and cuts it off. That was cool.
What was I really liked Thor's new weapon, his axe.
Yeah, Stormbreaker.
Yeah. Do we know anything why that was so good?
No idea apart from... Well, the thing was, like, they kind of contradicted themselves because Thor Ragnarok, what's his dad's name? Is it Zeus?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know what his dad's name is. But he said you don't need the hammer because that was just to help harness the power or control.
Yeah,
like,
so he's using lightning.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I need another weapon. But I don't care. Like it's it'll kill,
cool.
hopefully, it was absolutely.
And then when he landed in that battle, the Wakanda battle, I
and
thought
just
that was,
through the axe.
They were like, "You're in trouble now." It was cool to see Thor like, powerful and back in it and strong and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially with his new like eye lightning power, like, and when he went through one of the carriers, he's like smashing the shit out of it. Like you just saw like all these explosions come out of it.
Why did they give him an eye back as well? I feel like that was could they just not be bothered to CG a fake eye?
Probably, yeah. But he just had the eye patch.
But
then, I like the eye patch.
But then it was a different colour, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was blue and brown. I guess that's easier to do than
and Rocket makes
it look like
true. And Rocket makes a joke about where he had to hide it.
Oh yeah.
The Wakanda fight was insane.
Yeah. Especially when Black Widow and Scarlet Witch fought the
and the bald lady. I can't remember her name.
Bald lady.
Yeah. You talk about the African bald lady from Wakanda.
Oh yeah, Michonne.
Is that her name?
That's her name in Walking Dead, isn't it?
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
at least she's doing something better than that shit.
Yeah. I thought their fight was cool and how they beat her. It was just like
chucking her up and down, lawn mowed by those spinny things.
I thought that was cool. The whole thing, like Captain America's shieldy, stabby fist thing.
They were sick, and his beard.
Yeah, he was like proper gritty and dark, which is nice because I sometimes find Captain America a bit annoying because he's too goody-good,
too honourable and all that.
Yeah. Whereas this one, it felt like he was just there to fight, and I
actually forgot about when Thor gets there and he's like, "Oh, I see you've copied the."
Oh yeah,
that was wicked.
Yeah.
But obviously they're all after the Wakanda fight, everyone's starts getting killed off.
Yeah.
Gamora gets killed before all that, and you saw him kiss before, and then you hear him say, "Oh," she says, "I love you" to him first, and he says, "I love you too," and then he goes to pull the trigger, and obviously when we see that Thanos is, even though just before that he's used the Reality Stone on him, he's still using it on him and fucking with him. Yeah, that was cool.
The Reality Stone, the way he used the glove, I thought it looked really good.
And every time he got one,
and then he actually used the
you can see, yeah, he did actually use every power as well.
It's good to see, like, it kind of, again, like with that fantasy element, like, that brought that into it more, I think, and which then made a lot more like Doctor Strange's powers, and then being in space and everyone made it all make a bit more sense that it was getting because obviously it's always been a film that's made up. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not real.
It's out there.
If it was,
but like what I mean is, like even more so, but like it didn't seem that it had gone overboard. It still kind of kept a nice balance.
And everyone got their screen time.
Yeah,
which I was quite surprised. I thought they were going to favour Iron Man.
Well, it wasn't really a film about Thanos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of, and you can't. He wasn't. He was a bad guy, but he wasn't.
Well, they kind of gave him. I like that they went into his motives because sometimes, again, with the Marvel films, someone's just bad to be bad. They want to be powerful, whereas Thanos, although it's obviously horrible what he's doing, you can at least you can try and see where he's coming from.
He's trying to save the universe, but in the comics, he's actually he's in love with Death.
Yeah,
and she starts to not. He doesn't start to see her as much or something. So he does this to get her to notice him. Basically, so he kills her.
Definitely makes more sense in the film.
But I would probably prefer that because what I also people were saying, well, if he can do that and kill everyone,
Yeah.
half the universe. Why can't he do that and give double the the amount of stuff we need? So, but that was just a little thing I saw on YouTube that people are picking at. But yeah, so everyone, well, when he finally does get the Infinity Stone, which I really liked, was where what's her name, Scarlet Witch, finally puts down Vision.
Oh yeah,
because
which I should have just done from the start.
Yeah, because he's an absolute pussy.
I hated him in the Avengers
Where
films.
did all his powers go? Because in Ultron he was like super powerful.
He was useless and all. Like they kind of made him with like he's going to be their savior. And he's been shit ever since. He's been a liability.
He did fuck all in the film, and then he got stabbed once, and that was it.
Yeah,
he was just being a pussy the whole film.
They should have just killed him from the start. I know it wouldn't have made much difference, but like the reasoning behind not killing him didn't justify that then how many
everyone
people
else
should die in his place.
But I did like the fact that when she did blow him up to pieces, Thanos just rewound time and then like took the stone back off him.
Yeah, and
I did like when Thor like dropped the axe right into like here. Yeah. Oh no, here, sorry, went there. Chest, and then he started to push it. He was like, "Oh, you should have gone for the head."
Yeah,
and then he just went.
Does that mean if he got him in the head, he would have killed him?
I think he can kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That I guess the axe is powerful.
Hopefully they go into a bit more why Thor can kill him so much better than...
Yeah, I was going to say, is it because he's a god? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something they are going to explain, if it was just... Because it didn't make sense that some of them couldn't do anything to him, but then Thor was the only one that seemed to be... And Thor and Scarlet Witch are the ones that seemed to actually challenge him a bit.
Yeah, they always go on about how powerful Scarlet Witch is.
Yeah.
But she only uses it, like when the Michonne said, why has she been up there?
Yeah.
Like, and then you finally got to see her powers.
Yeah.
So, like, the one theory that, well, the one thing that I've picked up most, which I haven't seen much on any, like, Facebook or Instagram or YouTube videos, was that when Thanos stabs Iron Man, like, with I don't know what it was, and then you think he's going to kill him.
His own knife, wasn't it? Something
yeah, like his own little blade. He had all these gadgets popping out everywhere, didn't he, because of that nanotech. When he did stab Iron Man, he said to him, I admire you, Tony. We like some. I'll put the quote up here. But we both share the same thoughts, or share the same something to do about the dreams he's been having.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that he's been having these dreams, which we saw flashbacks in Iron Man 2 from when he went up in the Iron Man 2 or 3, where he went up in the space and then dropped the nuke. But we haven't really, because he was like, "Oh, I've been dreaming about Thanos for the past 6 years."
What is his flashback in that one then?
It's him just keep going up into space. And then, like, not making it back. He keeps having panic attacks in Iron Man 2 or 3. I think it's 3, actually.
And then he does it in Avengers. So he was having...
In Avengers, the first one, he goes up into space and he drops the nuke up.
But what was his... Is that when he's having the flashback?
After that movie, then I think Iron Man 3 comes out. And then he's having the flashbacks and panic attacks. Yeah.
And there was these flashbacks in Age of Ultron
where she found out his nightmare.
That's what he's scared of.
Yeah, was that them all failing or something? But yeah, when Thanos says we share the same thoughts or something like that, Doctor Strange obviously had gone through his 14,600,000 futures and saw one where they won. Then he gave Thanos the time stone, so he wouldn't kill Iron Man. There's one of those things now. So he wouldn't kill Iron Man, and then obviously Thanos disappears, and then eventually Doctor Strange dies, everyone dies, whatever. But Iron Man's still alive, so Doctor Strange must know that he's an integral part of saving the day.
And he's yet to figure it out, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think. I think what's going to happen is he's going to go into his thoughts, or someone's going to help him, and he'll figure out a way to get him back or beat him or whatever. Yeah, but that's the theory that I've got. He's going to get hold of the gauntlet or something and reverse time. But that's the only thing. Watching it the second time, I saw the quote again. I was like, okay, yeah, they're really fixated on that, but I haven't seen many people pick it up. Maybe they have. I just haven't noticed. Yeah.
It could just be nothing though as well.
Yeah, it could be nothing. It could be a complete, because they've done that plenty of times.
I imagine it's not, but I mean more like the fact that Thor's weapon works so well on him. Yeah. So that could just be nothing. But I think what you're saying, that does sound like something they're going to.
Yeah, because they basically kept the Phase 1 of Avengers, haven't they? Yeah. For Captain America and Iron Man, and then like some others. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see in the next movie what they actually do with it.
that whole bit there as well about Doctor Strange seeing what was going to happen and stuff.
Yeah.
That was one bit that I didn't like, because obviously he knew what was going to happen with Star-Lord.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that Star-Lord had to be the one that got shat on for messing it up.
The dick of the
Yeah, because I felt like they could have like made them lose that bit in some other way, rather than Star-Lord messing up. Because I don't think he would do that. I don't know. He would obviously be upset, but it just
when they nearly had it done anyway.
Yeah, and then it's just the fact that he got too emotional made them lose that particular moment.
Yeah, and I'm going to punch him with my gun.
Yeah.
Then
half the universe dies.
Yeah, he's a Titan, so you're not going to do any damage to him anyway.
Yeah.
I
didn't like that they did. I think they could have done that a bit differently, but that's more me being like, I wanted it to happen in a different way.
Because we favour that character.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is just kind of shitting on a good character a bit. But but obviously it's going to pan out the way it should pan out, I reckon. But,
yeah, and apart from Vision being a pussy, Hulk was a pussy as well.
Yeah.
the one I just like we're watching leaving YouTube to just play through all the videos, and
they just showed
in the trailer the Hulk's
trailer,
running, which it was a trick obviously
to
fool us, because Hulk got beat up in the first 5 minutes and then pussied out the whole movie, and then we had to see the terrible CGI of Mark Ruffalo
looking so weak and pathetic. In
in the Hulkbuster. Yeah.
Not even. Well, I guess I don't know if it's because he does look a bit like that, or because the CG was so bad at that bit when he had the helmet down.
Yeah, the CG was so bad. It was like
that bit, not the.
Yeah, you know there's morph suits. It was like he borrowed one, and they were like, just rip off the top, and he just ripped off the green bit, but left it here, and then
like
that's
you'd get like if you were at Disney and you wanted a picture of
you
in the Hulk.
it was like that. Yeah, that was different.
That was, but everything. All the other CG was amazing. It was just literally that one bit that I noticed. I don't know if there's.
Oh no, I thought it was. I actually I saw it in IMAX the first time, and it's the first time I've seen it in IMAX where I was like, wow, like there was no, when you feel like you have to focus.
But I kind of wish I did.
Yeah, because I saw it in 2D after that.
Yeah, and
I struggled to see the fight scenes more than I did in IMAX, which IMAX is usually harder because it's you got to focus more, haven't you?
Yeah.
But I highly recommend seeing this in IMAX because it's just louder as well. Obviously, you saw it in Empire, so Empire's loud anyway.
Do you think as well you'd have to see all the other Marvel films before, or I think at least the Avengers films?
Yeah, I think it helped because there was
you're
loads
more
of
attached
things.
to the characters, aren't you?
Yeah, you're more attached, and there's loads of things that I I wouldn't have picked up otherwise. Like rewatching from all of them, apart from I skipped the Hulks and I skipped Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Well, they're not part of this universe anyway, are they?
No, but they still.
Homecoming is.
I skipped Spider-Man just because I saw it like 3 weeks before I watched normal. Hulk I didn't bother.
It's not even in the universe.
No, but they still put it in that order, and I was like, oh, fuck that. For instance, Captain America, the first one, the first Avenger or whatever, he fights Red Skull, and then Red Skull at the end of the fight he tries to harness the power of the Tesseract, and then gets beamed up into space.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember the first time I watched it, I just never took it I just thought he beat him.
Yeah.
But then rewatching it the second time, I was like, oh okay, he actually just beamed up into space, and you didn't see what happened.
You told me about that before I saw it, which then when he comes into it with the Soul Gem.
Yeah. On Valamir or something, I can't remember what it's called.
I knew who it was, but if you didn't tell me that, I don't think I would remember who he was. But so why was he guarding the Soul Stone though? Like if he was going for the Tesseract?
I honestly don't know. It was like he'd been punished to look after it, or because he said something like, "Oh,
I tried to get it, didn't he?"
Yeah, I tried to get it, or I've been trying to harness the power. I've been searching for him.
Yeah. And
now that because I can't harness the power, or whatever, my punishment is to stay here and guard it basically, or prepare people for it.
Yeah, he didn't really guard it.
No. The saddest death, I think, two, Gamora. Yeah. Because obviously the whole.
I did expect it though by that point. Because the bit about promising to shoot her and stuff like that. It was obviously going to happen at some point.
But the one that got everyone. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
He didn't want to go. He's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And as I told you, the reason why everyone was like, oh, why do you get so much time to die when everyone else just that's apparently because of his spider sense. Yeah. So because of his spider sense, he could feel it coming, or that's the excuse.
Before he started fading.
And Tony being the father figure, not father figure, but the guy he looks up to. Yeah. And the whole hug scene in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yeah. When he goes to hug him. That's what got to everyone. Everyone was like, "Oh shit, Spider-Man's dead." He's only a kid as well. Overall, I think the movie was as close to a perfect superhero movie you could get.
Yeah, Really agree. I think I'd give it a 9.5 overall.
Well,
Can't give anything a 10 because nothing's perfect, but it was, as an action movie and a Marvel film, it was amazing. So
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for every film I see at the moment. But yeah, next week we'll be doing the 4 games that inspired you or gave, well, I don't know, something to do with gaming.
nice.
I'll put what it is up there. But yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe and share, and we'll see you in the next one.
So,
Bye!